Hey, Lions fans, welcome into a special Thanksgiving edition of the Coaches Show. We're here with Coach Stutts, and he was going to talk to us about their great start this season and also a little bit about the trip that just went on at the Battle of the Beach. So, Coach, tell us about your itinerary for that just a little bit. When did you leave? When did you get down there? Did you have some time to go to the beach, or was it all just a business trip?
Yeah, before we hopped on here, I had to think about what day of the week it was and where I was at. This is always a fun week, but a busy week. This is back-to-back years where we're going to make the trip to Panama City to play in Battle at the Beach, come back for a couple days and hit the road to go to Kingsport. But yeah, we had a great time in Panama City. We got down there a day early so that we would have a day to kind of just enjoy. So we rented a big Airbnb and enjoyed some time on the beach and ping pong tournaments and guys playing video games and stuff like that. So just hanging out and enjoying spending some time together. But got there a day early. Had church there in the Airbnb Sunday morning, and then just spent the day on the beach. And Grant, my assistant, grilled some burgers Sunday night, which was an eventful happening. Something he put a lot of time into, but he did a great job.
Okay.
Burgers turned out good. But did that on Sunday and then played Monday, Tuesday. So after Sunday, it was just ball Monday,
Wow.
Tuesday. But great trip, good weather, and come home 2-0. So happy with that as well.
Yeah, so what was your biggest takeaway from the first game with Southeastern?
Yeah, well, Southeastern's really, really talented offensively. They struggled a little bit defensively up to this point, just trying to figure out maybe their identity on the defensive side. But offensively, I mean, I think the first game of the year they scored like 126, 128 points, hit 26 threes in the game. They're one of the teams that traditionally their style of play can give us some problems. They got a couple guards that are tough to stay in front of, and they got a lot of people that can shoot the ball well. But I thought we did a really good job. I know the final score probably didn't reflect how well we played in the game. Um, Late in the game, they're pressing and free throws, but I thought for the most part we played really well. I know the record doesn't reflect how good they are, but I think again offensively they're really talented. And then you can feel the chemistry in that game offensively for us start to come along. Guys are starting to figure out how to play together and kind of what their roles are. And, I felt like that was just going to be a matter of time. And so that was a big step Monday leading into Tuesday's game.
Yeah, so then what was your biggest take? That was my next question. What was your biggest takeaway from the Arizona Christian game? Being able to beat a top five team in the country.
Yeah, yeah. They're really, really good. Grant and I were talking yesterday. I mean, they might be the most talented roster that I've played against since I've been at Freed-Hardeman. I mean, 1 through 10, just incredible athletes, incredible balance. They've got some post players. They've got some really, really athletic wings. A bunch of guys that are shooting the ball extremely well from the perimeter. So very balanced team. Defensively, going to be one of the best teams in the nation for sure, just because of their athleticism and they're prepared. I mean, obviously, to be that good, they have a team that's prepared and playing together. Biggest takeaway was, you know, that's the good thing about where we're at right now is we've played Central Baptist, who's a top 10 team. We've played LSUA, who's a top 10 team. You play Arizona Christian, who polls came out today. They're number one in the polls today. But biggest takeaway is, I think we can compete with anybody. And I think that was a big question coming back this year, having lost the guys that we lost and some really good players last year. It was like, hey, was last year a fluke? Are we going to be able to recover after losing these guys? And I think it gives our team and, even our staff just the belief that we can play with anybody and, that we can have a really good season again. And, it's a long year, but like where we're at right now.
Yeah, and so you've hit on it a little bit, but talk about the chemistry. I mean, you're bringing in five new guys that are playing. You're really only playing nine guys right now. So, Jordan, Mackay, Jason, Blake, Brian, and it's been pretty seamless, right? Like you said, you've been playing at a really high level, and you're even kind of like from an outside perspective, you're even starting to see a little bit less of. Every once in a while in the first few games, some of the old guys would look at the new guys and be like, "Wait, you did that wrong. What are you doing? You're not doing this right." and you're starting to see a lot less of that. They've seamlessly moved in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as we had an eventful preseason. We had some things going in the preseason that were out of our control, and some guys just didn't get as much time on the floor together as we would have liked. But you got two transfers who are finding their footing with this team, and then you got three freshmen, Brian, Blake, and Jason, who are just naturally just going to get better and more comfortable and more confident in themselves and our scheme. And all three of those guys played well this week. So, it's just a matter of time and us focusing on the things that matter most. And for us, I mean, that's culture and that's playing hard. Just really building that culture and that brand of ball that we want to play, and knowing we're a really good team. That was one of the takeaways I said in the locker room yesterday after the game was, we just have a well-rounded team. I'm going to jump the gun and go ahead and say this. I think by the end of the year, we're going to have 5 people on the team who are all 1,000 point scorers in their career. And so I feel like we can really beat you in a variety of ways. You can't hone in on anybody and say, hey, we're going to take that one guy away. I think Riley, to give you an example, I think Riley McLaren, who's a elite 3-point shooter. I don't think he hit a three in either game, but we score 98 and 84 against one of the best defenses in the nation. So, there's always going to be things that people take away, but I think that's just going to create opportunities for others. And something we talk about as a team is just, everybody's going to have their moment, but the biggest thing is just be unselfish, let the ball talk, make the right plays. And that's why those guys they chose to come here. It was not to be a superstar. It was not to be to average 20 points. It was to win a championship. And we understand that that's done with 9 or 10 guys, not 1 or 2 superstars.
Yeah, and that's something we talked a lot about that in the national tournament last year, and we did a couple other of these where your leading score is different every night. A guy like Riley scores 18 one night and makes 5 threes, and then in these 2 games here, he had 6 and 5 or whatever he had. And so
Yeah.
and that unselfishness really helps.
Yeah, I think we haven't looked at the stats updated, but I think we got 5 to 6 guys right there at that double digit,
Yeah.
10 plus 10 to 13 range, which is exactly what we want. We want to have a balanced attack, and I think those teams are the teams that are hardest to guard.
Now you have had one who's been up in the 20s most games here. So just talk about Peyton Law and the way he's stepped up offensively.
Yeah, Peyton's been playing incredible. I mean, so super happy and proud of him. I mean, last year had a lot going on in his personal life. For those of you that don't know, his dad had cancer, has beat it. It came back. He's battling through it right now. But I think just mentally, he's in a great spot right now. He's got a lot of confidence in himself. He's a natural leader. Is playing really well. And for us, he's having to play a little bit more than we're probably comfortable as far as minutes. With Sam Powell being down right now, we're kind of tighter in that grouping of forwards, but he's playing incredibly well, just strong, tough. I mean, he's everything you look for in a teammate and as a coach's player. I mean, just a guy that does everything right. He could care less how many points he scores, honestly, but he knows this is what he needs to do for this team, and right now he's doing an incredible job with it.
Yeah. Now you mentioned just a minute ago a couple other guys. So Riley, Geraldo, Jordan have all passed 1,000 points. Who are the other two that you were thinking of that have a chance this year?
Yeah, Makai will make it. If he just continues to play at the pace that he's playing right now, he'll hit 1,000 points, and Peyton will hit 1,000 as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So that'll be fun. If that happens, I expect it to, as long as everybody stays healthy and numbers kind of stay true to what they are now. But that'd probably be a pretty rare thing to have that many guys on a roster that scored that.
Well, it would be weird for that many guys to have played that much on the same team. That would be, but maybe that's something that's different about college basketball moving forward. I mean, there's going to be more transfers. There's going to be less guys that stay for 4 years just because of the way stuff is. So who knows?
Yeah. Well, we got. Riley would be a 5th-year guy, but he'd be the only 5th-year guy, I think, out of that grouping. Everybody else would be, 4. Obviously,
Right.
Peyton, he's just a junior. So, but yeah, I mean, absolutely, you're going to see a little bit more of that in time with the transfers and guys potentially getting a year here or there.
All right, so you won 2 games Battle of the Beach, one of the big showcases in NAIA basketball, and then you're going to another one, the show over in Kingsport. So talk about that trip, and you mentioned the logistics earlier, but how good has that been for our team and making us better the last couple of years doing that?
Yeah, I think it's really good. Just the quick turnaround. It's similar to the national tournament in that you're going to play a couple of big time games, and then you turn around, you have a day, maybe 2 days, and then you got back to back games again. And you don't in the national tournament once you get to Kansas City, you don't get a lot of time on the court to prepare for your next opponent. And so to be in that setting in Kingsport where you play a game on Saturday, you get no time on the court, and then you turn around and play on Sunday. I think it's really good just for us to go through that process. It's also good just to be there. I'm not sure quite like how many teams are going to be there this year. I know in the past it's been probably 30 to 40 teams there, and so it's just kind of cool to be in that setting, in that environment with a lot of people around, a lot of eyes on you. I know Georgetown, Cumberland, Kentucky will both be there, so it'll be cool for us to see them play. And it's a really neat tournament. Courts are side by side in a big convention center. So we'll leave out Friday morning, hit the road, and get there sometime Friday afternoon, Friday evening, catch a couple games, get up Saturday morning, do some film, get ready for our game Saturday afternoon, play, turn right back around, do film that night, start prepping for Sunday, and then get up and play Sunday. And then after Sunday, then you get the long trip back home, and we'll get home, early Monday morning and get back to class next week.
Well, thank you, Coach. We really appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving, and good luck this weekend, and congrats on the great start so far.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to you and everybody else. And, looking forward to getting back to Henderson and seeing everybody in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Go Lions. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Coaches Show. If you liked this video, please give us a like down below, and please subscribe to our channel. For the most up-to-date information on Freed-Hardeman Athletics, you can visit our website, gofhulions.com, and you can follow us on all social media outlets at gofhulions on Facebook and X, at go_FHU_Lions on Instagram. If you're interested in joining the Director Circle or Linebackers, there's an informational video on the screen now. There's also links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and go Lions!